Hi, my name is Jimarrielle Bowie and I'm an attorney at the Nieves law firm, and today I'm going to talk to you about how domestic battery could be charged as a felony. So first we have to get into specifics. Because domestic abuse can be charged in a multitude of different penal codes, it's really important to get the language correctly. There is a form of domestic abuse, which is domestic battery, that is actually already a criminal act in itself. Penal Code 243E1 makes domestic battery a misdemeanor, and that is a misdemeanor. Domestic battery only requires contact. It does not require injury. So a shove, a push, touching in an angry manner typically constitutes domestic battery. Now, in order for any form of domestic abuse to be charged as a felony, it's typically charged under Penal Code 273.5A. Penal Code 273.5A is corporal injury to a spouse. It essentially means that there was injury somewhere involved there. Now, this can be charged as a misdemeanor or a felony. And the way that it's charged as a felony is if there's an injury that is specifically aggravated, if there's aggravating circumstances, such as, the use of force was substantial, if there is a history of domestic abuse, if there's a restraining order already involved. Those are the typical ways you see domestic abuse charged as a felony. Again, the injury has to be substantial, not just something like little scratches. Typically, it's a little bit something more than that. If it's charged as a misdemeanor, it's typically minimal injury, or they can charge it even as domestic battery where you don't need any injury at all. And so that's really the main circumstances when there's aggravating factors or aggravating circumstances within the action in itself or the incident in itself that makes it charged as a felony. And then it also considers the person involved. If the person has a history of abuse, if this person has a history of abuse with a specific person, are there any other instances between these parties. That's what a person is looking at when they're charging it as a felony. And again, it's important to recognize that you can be charged with 273.5A, corporal injury to a spouse, as a misdemeanor or felony, but that requires some form of injury. If there's no injury, you can still be charged under the domestic battery statute, which is 243E1. And again, there's no injury, there just needs to be contact. If you find yourself the victim of and need a restraining order against a party that's perpetrating abuse against you, or you find yourself being charged with any form of domestic abuse or the subject of a restraining order, please contact the Nieves law firm and see how we can help you.